We have a big breaking news coming out when it comes to nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Russia ready to help Venezuelan military. I just posted a video not too long ago. You have Venezuela react as US aircraft, the biggest aircraft in the world, nears coast. And it arrived, I think it arrived yesterday. So Venezuela is on extreme high alert right now. This is like a DEFCON warning going on here. And now Russia is coming out saying that we are ready to help Venezuelan military. Now, guys, pay very close attention to this one. This is like Cuba 2.0. So will not Venezuela, will Russia send Orishnik or some kind of missile that could reach US? And well, we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Once again, thank you so much for your support. Guys, I did mention this over my other channels. I'm thinking about taking November 15 off. And again, I don't remember when was the last time I took a day off. You guys know I work every day. So I do have like multiple jobs. I'm thinking about taking every single one of them off. Spend time with the family, go out fishing and drifting. And again, going to Goodwill and do some stuff. Family time quality. But again, I want to thank every single one of you for your support through Cash App and PayPal. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Also, check out the videos I posted today. This here is like my 6th video so far. The link will be in the comments box. And again, you guys did not receive notification for this one here. Remember, YouTube does not send out multiple notification. I mean, they send out 3 per day, but we do post a lot more than that. So YouTube is not sending all of them. All right, so it says here, the bear, Russia, follow me with the code words, the bear is ready to help Venezuela as the U.S. beefs up its military presence near the South American nation. Russia's foreign minister said Caracas, that's Venezuela capital, and Moscow signed a strategic partnership in May. The Kremlin is ready to fully act within the framework of the obligations that were mutually stipulated in this agreement with our Venezuelan friends, Sergei said in comments reported by Russian state media on Tuesday. Now, a lot of Americans is going to say, mind your own business. This has nothing to do with you. Well, again, the bear, they have every right. I mean, the U.S. got involved in their business, right? We send it, sending billions and all these equipments to Ukraine. So it seems like the bear is going to be like, well, you guys want to stick your nose in my business. Let me stick my nose in your business. It says here, the bear and Venezuela have long-standing diplomatic, economic, and military ties, stretching back to Venezuela's former leader. That's the man that started everything. He literally destroyed that land out there in Venezuela. I mean, that dude right there, he's the one that started everything. When it comes to social, he really messed up that land. A factory to pump out the Kalashnikov munitions opened in Venezuela in July, and a Russian cargo aircraft sanctioned by the U.S. and known for transporting defense equipment to Venezuela landed in the country late last month. According to flight records, inside those planes, there were probably some stuff in there, guys. Some very powerful stuff. Who knows? U.S. military footprint close to Venezuela has ballooned as the White House forges ahead with a strike campaign. It has framed as a lethal crackdown on these gangs from Latin America, while international experts and former officials have described the strikes on suspected boats as illegal under international law. So again, these boats vessels are being taken out in international water. That's why a lot of people not pleased with Donald. They're saying, why are you taking those boats out when they have every right to be there? Now, here's the thing, guys, and I mentioned this about a few weeks ago. Instead of U.S. hitting those vessels, follow the vessels, follow them, and see where they land, and then stop them there. Have the military out there waiting for them, stop them, check the vessel. If there's some product going on, just show the world, hey, this is the reason why we are taking them out. Look at all the stuff they're bringing. This to do, some kind of live stream or something. Prove to the world that they're not wrong. That U.S. is not wrong. The overwhelming show of force are augmented by the world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, arriving in waters close to Venezuela, along with 3 warships on Tuesday, has raised question about whether the U.S. Commander-in-Chief hopes to topple Venezuela authoritarian leader Nicolas. Caracas has loudly protested that the gathering of U.S. military forces close to its coastline, at once appealing for peace and insisting Venezuela is ready to respond to any American strike. This kind of reminds me of 2021 when Russia surrounded Ukraine with all these tanks and, military and stuff like that. You had some on top of Ukraine, which is Belarus border. They had all them tanks. And then in the eastern part of Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine border, there was a whole bunch of tanks. So this kind of reminds me of 2021 U.S. ships surrounding Venezuela, just like Russian equipment surrounding Ukraine. The overwhelming show of force. Oh, I read that part. I truly apologize. Let's skip that one. Give me a second here. The agreement between Caracas and Moscow hasn't yet come into force, but is getting close, Lavrov said. The leaders of both countries have ratified the strategic partnership. Now it is at the final stage of ratification by the Russian legislator, Lavrov said. Now it states that the need to continue our security cooperation, including military technical cooperation. They're going to defend their allies. Venezuela has not requested military assistance or that the bare weapons may deploy in the country, Lavrov said. But a senior Russian official suggested that this month that Russia could furnish Venezuela with its experimental, here we go. We talked about this in my last video I just uploaded, Orishnik, intermediate range ballistic missile, which Moscow debuted to the world in a strike on central Ukraine a year ago. We supply the country with virtually the entire range of weapons, from small arms to aircraft. Who sits on the Defense Committee of the Russia State Duma, the lower parliamentary house. Once again, you have Alexei said that the details of which weapons Russia sends to Venezuela was classified, but there were no obstacle to supplying a friendly country with new developments like Orishnik or Moscow Kalib cruise missile that it has extensively used against Ukrainian targets. The Americans could be in for some surprises. So imagine we getting hit by Orishnik. That would be brutal. The alliance between Caracas and Moscow is strong and hands Russia a friend close to the U.S., said Carlos, a senior research fellow in Latin America. Skip all that. Now, but Venezuela gets the better end of the deal. Venezuela has long hosted Russian military advisors and purchased military supplies from Moscow, although its S-300 surface-to-air missile system would struggle to intercept any kind of strike the U.S. could launch. U.S. strikes on alleged drug boats in the southern Caribbean and Eastern Pacific have taken at least 75 since the start of September, according to the administration publicly acknowledged numbers. The strike have continued in the weeks since the administration confirmed that the USS Gerald R. Ford and the thousands of additional personnel in tow would head for the region. Venezuela Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino ordered the mobilization of 200,000 soldiers across the country on Tuesday against the warning posed by the U.S. 200,000 soldiers on standby. The strike appeared to be cutting at U.S. relationship with key allies, including Colombia. The country's president, Gustavo, ordered Bogota security and intelligence forces to stop communications sharing with the U.S. on Tuesday, as long as Washington strike boats in the Caribbean. Now, the news separately reported on Tuesday that the UK had paused intelligence sharing on suspected gang vessels more than a month ago. Wow. So what people are saying, well, Venezuela Foreign Minister, you have Yvonne said on Tuesday that Caracas was grateful for Russia's firm solidarity for the defense of our sovereignty. You have Maria, a spokesperson for the Russian Foreign Ministry, said earlier this month that Moscow stood ready to respond appropriately to the request from Caracas. So what happens next? Well, it's not clear how far the U.S. will go or whether the administration will carry out strikes on Venezuelan soil. But here's the thing, guys. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there, and now the biggest aircraft carrier, USS Ford, just arrived yesterday, and it came with a whole bunch of backup. All right, so a lot more backup, warships and stuff. 4,000 sailors. So altogether, I think there's like 15 or 16,000 military units out there. So they're all out there. Nuclear submarine, everybody is out there. You're not going to be sending all these stuff out there just to scare Nicholas or stop little tiny boats. I believe big things are going to hit the fan. It's just a matter of time. Now, Donald said there will be land strikes. And then, the next day he said it's not going to be no strike. Donald's kind of twisting stuff here. I do believe there's going to be some kind of strike, and eventually we're going to hear a big breaking news. And I do believe it's not going to be the news that's going to put out this information. I think Donald is going to put out the info, just like he did with Iran. He shocked the world when he told, when he left that Truth Social post, we just struck the nuclear facility and the bombers have left Iranian airspace. Everything is fine. We're coming back home. The facility has been destroyed. We're going to hear something like that about Venezuela. We just hit the gang's facility where they produce their product, the drugs. We have taken out all of them. But I do believe this one here is going to be a lot worse than Iran. So again, I will keep you updated with this news. Once again, check out the videos I posted today. The links will be in the comments box. And I want to thank every single one of you for your support. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Till next time later. Peace.